What is up, guys? Welcome back to yet another anime news bit. This is going to be an absolutely crazy one because we have literally two new bits in here, including Made in Abyss getting a sequel. We finally have the release plans scheduled for the final, hopefully, Attack on Titan season. And the weirdest show I could ever think of getting an anime adaptation, and it is absolutely bizarre, but if you're interested in any of this news, definitely stay tuned. Let's kick things off with the biggest news, in my opinion, which is that, yes, Kadokawa has announced that the production on a sequel for Made in Abyss, The Golden City of the Scorching Sun, has been greenlit. Yes, Made in Abyss is getting another anime adaptation. We don't know if this is going to be a movie or a TV series or an OVA, but yes, the big question mark that is obviously flying up for a lot of people is, what are you going to adapt? Literally, the second season, Golden City of the Scorching Sun, adapted up to like 60 of like the 63 chapters that were available at the time. So what are they going to adapt is the big question mark. Are they going to speed up production of the manga itself, or does the mangaka have pretty much everything story-wise already pre-established? And they figured, well, they're doing a great job so far of turning these panels into an anime. Might as well let them do whatever they want to do. Either way, the concern is obviously filler. I don't know necessarily that filler will happen because filler is not really a popular thing anymore. This is something, filler has kind of been something that's been long gone in the anime world. I think there has been so much negativity around filler and what it does to the canon of a story and whatnot that, again, even most of your biggest shonens these days aren't really doing it anymore. And I think that's a good thing. I think it's good that they've finally moved away from those original concepts that just kind of muddy things up. But yeah, I can agree. There's probably still a chance that could be the concept they're doing here. I will say them saying specifically this is a sequel of Made in Abyss Golden City of the Scorching Sun implies that this is not going to be some sort of filler because they didn't say, season 3 of Made in Abyss has been greenlit. Again, they're saying specifically this storyline, which is the second season storyline. That story arc is not finished yet. And so it kind of implies that, no, we're sticking with the story and we're going to continue it on. I will personally say that a movie makes sense just because the runtime will be much shorter than doing a full season, but we'll have to wait and see. But either way, I'm excited because I cannot get enough of Made in Abyss. And to be honest, when the second season ended, I was kind of going, that sucks that it's caught up to the manga because it's going to be a long time before we get anything else. So I'll take what I can get as long as it is pinned and signed off by the mangaka. That's the primary concern. Please don't let this be a cash out. Please don't let this be a Dragon Ball GT situation or something like that where they're just trying to do their own thing just to kind of continue it on. Don't be a Promised Neverland and just completely mess up the ending just to finish it. Do what is needed and do what is true to the story. But we'll have to wait to see more details. Until then, just stay tuned. That's the other thing you have to keep in mind is this could be like 2 years down the road. This has literally just been greenlit. That means that they literally just said, let's do this. That's pretty much it. Nothing has started. Moving on, NHK has announced that, yes, Attack on Titan, the final season anime, will be releasing in 2 parts. So, Attack on Titan, the final season, part 3, part 1. And Attack on Titan, the final season, part 3, part 2. Please stop. Just stop. Just stop. This has gotten so ridiculous at this point. Just, we should do like what Hollywood do. Just rebrand at this point. Just say, just Attack on Titan. That's all. You're just going to rebrand it to just Attack on Titan. But yes, I guess the good news that we at least have dates set, which is, yes, on March 3rd, the first part will air, and then the second part will air later in the year, which at that point, I can assume that it's probably going to be a fall show for the final third part, part 2. This is getting so confusing. It's not that confusing, it's just funny to laugh at, okay? I'm not that dumb. I'm just only partially dumb. They haven't confirmed yet the length of the parts themselves, but I did find it odd they are announcing that the March 3 broadcast is the special broadcast, which I don't know if that possibly might mean they'll do like another rebroadcasting of the original series. I don't know. That's a lot of stuff to broadcast. I mean, March is technically at the tail end of the winter season, so that's kind of an early broadcast. It is important to note that, according to MAPPA's statement, they did plan on having the entire thing available for the release in March, but it seems like they just couldn't pull it off with production. Which, let's be perfectly honest, If that's true, Mappa, thank you for at least once acknowledging that you can't achieve something and don't harm your employees. But again, that goes back to my previous statements I've made before, where there's just way too much anime happening right now, and it's becoming a burden on the industry for them to sustain all of this stuff that's being produced right now. But again, that also makes me question as how long this is actually going to be, and if it's just actually this single core and it's going to split in half. But anyways, we'll see. Good luck to the committee and the team and the animators and everybody else involved. Moving on to the absolutely bizarre news that just hit today, and I am still trying to figure out why. I'm still trying to figure out why. Square Enix has announced that Tales of Wedding Rings is getting a TV anime adaptation. Yes, that manga. I personally know the existence of this series because, yeah, I seen it on the Crunchyroll manga app. I read it a long time ago. Well, I read what was available at that time. And personally, for me, it was like it had a hook at the very beginning. It essentially opens up with this guy and his childhood friend that he really loves says goodbye to him. She's like this really hot Gyaru girl. Yes, big mounds. Really hot, really nice girl. She says goodbye and just leaves. But he follows her into a fantasy world. Yes, they find themselves in a fantasy world. But if I remember correctly, she was actually one of many princesses in this world. And there's this big bad guy that's coming. And he marries her. And he has to marry other girls to get powers. He becomes the Ring King. And so it's just basically him going around to different cultures and gaining the power of marrying them all. All the while, how do I put this? It's an ecchi. And it's one of those ecchis where it's like, is something gonna happen? It's that kind of thing. And so it keeps carrot on a sticking the idea of him actually going all the way with these girls. And as much as I read, it just never does. And I got frustrated after a while of like, please stop teasing this and just move on. And the story itself just got muddied. I don't know. Maybe it gets better. But I pretty much read up to the point where he got like 5 of them, and it didn't feel like it was doing anything new. It just felt like it was spinning its wheels for like forever. So we'll see. Just, again, the most bizarre adaptation that I've seen Decision, because it's been around for a long time. It's literally in its final chapters. It's concluding soon. It's just released its 11th volume. How does this have 11 volumes? I'm still trying to get over that. How did this have 11 volumes? But we'll see. We'll see if the anime turns out good. But yeah, that's happening. Tales of Wedding Rings. Square Enix also announced that there's an anime adaptation coming for The Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses. It's getting a TV anime adaptation. It's going to be premiering in 2023. The visual for this one already looks really cute, but the synopsis is Komura starts his school year with a new seat neighbor in homeroom, the bespectacled Mie. Before long, he's nursing a raging crush on his quirky classmate who always forgets her glasses. While this might be ideal for Komura to get to know Mie better, will his poor heart give out from the daily strain of being up close and personal with the girl he likes? I got immediate vibes of Ahead-san is Indecipherable. That whole aspect of this cute girl that gets super close to this guy because she can't speak very well. But at the same time, like, the art screamed TZ Master Takagi-san. So immediately when I seen this cover art, I'm like, is that mangaka getting another new anime adaptation? But no, it's completely different mangaka. Just very similar look, apparently. But sounds really cute. The art looks really cute, so we'll see how that one turns out. Moving on, for fans of teen romantic comedy snafu, whoever's left out there, because I left it. Season 3 ruined me on that property. I went far enough as taking my entire light novel collection and shipping it off to somebody. That's how much I just don't want to have anything to do with this series no more. Mages has released a promo for the new OVA that will actually be bundled with the Snafu game that's releasing on April 27th. At that point, it will be hitting in Japan on PS4 and Switch. The OVA itself is titled, like I said, Adolescence Will Not End and Youth Will Continue. So if you're looking forward to more Snafu, there you go. I don't. I'm done with it. I still have my Yu Yu Gahama figure and the other girl too, so I still have something Snafu. Moving on, getting away from that. Ichi Gensha has announced that Whisper Me a Love Song is getting a TV anime adaptation. This is by the mangaka Takashima, and they have released a illustration to celebrate the announcement, as well as the character designer released a illustration as well. I think they announced that Cloud Hearts is the studio working on it, which they really haven't done much, so that's kind of a concern there. But the synopsis is bubbly, energetic first-year high school student Himari falls head over heels for her senpai Yori after hearing her band performance on the first day of school. Himara tells Yori that she just loves her. And, to Himari's surprise, Yori says she loves Himari back. But when Himari realizes that she and her senpai are feeling two different kinds of love, she begins to ask herself what love really means. Okay, that's a very ominous synopsis, I guess. Apparently one has I don't know if it's going to be a fetish thing. I don't know. Maybe one has a certain type of quirky love or something. That'll be interesting. We'll see how that one turns out. Already the character designs and the art looks really fantastic, so cannot wait for it. More Yuri is always good. Moving on, Crunchyroll kind of dropped a bomb on us that apparently Kodansha USA is removing quite a bit of manga from their service. A majority of these titles will also be affected on the Azuki manga service, so it's not just Crunchyroll alone here. But yes, effective January 31st, so if you're interested in any of this stuff, make sure to read it before then. Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card, Eden Zero, Fairy Tail, Fire Force, Inspector, Space Brothers, That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, To Your Attorney, Wave, Listen to Me, Drifting Dragons, A Sign of Affection, Farewell My Dear Kramer, Ghost in the Shell, The Human Algorithm, The World of Summoning, Topu, GP, and UQ Holder. So yes, like I said, if any of those are interesting to you, make sure to check them out before they disappear on January 31st. I might rush in there really quickly and just kind of browse through To Your Eternity. I'm not quite sure yet, but woof, absolute woof there. It is important to note, Kodansha issued a statement to Crunchyroll saying that it is suspending Simulpub updates due to changes in the Simulpub distribution program, and adding that it will have announcements regarding Simulpubs in the coming months. In a statement to ANN, they said, what we can say is that Kodansha is reassessing the distribution of its English language chapter-based content. Any update on exact nature of the reassessment will be shared in a future date. I think the only thing that sort of has me a little bit concerned here, it really does obviously seem like they're trying to readjust things. Like, this is something we've been doing for a while, and look, we're gonna change our contract in some way. It could be that they're looking to ask for more money from distributors, or it could be an aspect of maybe moving to something that's more exclusive to a platform. This could mean a lot of things. It could be just legal mumbo jumbo and licensing issues, but there is a side of me in like the back of my head that's like, well, what was announced here recently that yes, Disney was working with Kodansha. Now, this is like super, like, I don't really think this is going to happen, but I mean, what is the chances of Disney launching a manga app? I don't know. I don't think that's the case. I really don't think that's the case. I really do think it's just really them assessing where their stuff is being distributed, maybe restricting it to only certain services, but we'll have to see how things turn out in the future. I'm sure that Crunchyroll still is going to keep a lot of this stuff and on their services. It's just not available to the public, and maybe they're just going to wait until things get rehashed out and then they'll pop back up on there. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm really curious as how this is going to pan out in the future. And finally, our last bit of news is Kadokawa has announced that Mysteries, Maidens, and Mysterious Disappearance manga is getting a TV anime adaptation. They already released a key art, teaser, and a celebration art for the announcement. The synopsis is the modern-day bizarre Romanesque story follows Sumireko Ogawa, an aspiring writer who loves mysteries and works at a bookstore with a boy named Rin Adashino. They witness strange occurrences. Okay, that's a very anticlimactic synopsis, but there you go. I will say, when I first seen this announcement, I'm like, well, we do know something that's not disappearing. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this news bit. As always, thank you guys so much for your support, checking out the video, hitting the like button down below if you like this video. Leave me a comment and let me know what's most interesting news in this news bit. Are you excited about more Made in Abyss? Do you like Tale of Wedding Rings? Let me know. I definitely appreciate it. Additionally, if you're new to this channel, make sure that subscribe button so you got my content. I do news, reviews, first impressions, top lists. If it's anime, it's pretty much here. Additionally, if you want to support the channel more, we have a Patreon link, tips link, and a super thanks button down below. We also have a membership button. Greatly appreciate everybody it does, and y'all take care.